The book Survival of the Sickest by Sharon Mollum discusses many topics that could be seen as crazy by some and sensible by others. How in the world could some of our deadly diseases actually be the cause of evolution taking place? Within his book, Sharon discusses just how helpful these supposed bad things actually are.
Hemochromatosis is a hereditary disease that increases the amount of iron in the body, causing you to rust from the inside out. During the 14th century, the bubonic plague swept across Europe, causing widespread death. The bacteria involved in the bubonic plague, Yersinia pestis, attaches to the human macrophages and feeds off its iron. But the people affected by hemochromatosis lack iron in their macrophages, thus giving them an advantage during the bubonic plague.
There is another creature that has procured a certain advantage to help them better survive the harsh environments, the wood frog. This unique little frog has the ability to literally freeze itself, make its heart stop, halt its breathing, and then thaw and is good to go come warmer weather. The frog accomplishes this by releasing much of its stored water into a cavity in its abdomen so the plasma in its body becomes more of a sugary solution. This allows for the frog to be more resistant to the formation of ice crystals that have the potential to damage cells and capillaries. However, the frog uses the freezing of the pooled water to keep its organs alive and healthy, so when the frog does defrost, it suffers nothing but minor internal damage that is repaired by a protein the frog produces during the period of frost as well. The frog can detect these changes in the environment from the amount of sunlight present and the temperatures surrounding the frog.
Sun plays a major role in our daily lives, for it controls vitamin D and folic acid production. Vitamin D, which helps with the growth and maintenance of bones, increases production when exposed to the sun. Folic acid, which helps DNA replication, cell division, and cell growth, decreases production when exposed to the sun. People with darker skin evolved over time to protect folate, but their skin blocks the ultraviolet rays, making it harder for them to make enough vitamin D. In order to maximize the sunlight that penetrates their skin and make sure they have enough vitamin D, cholesterol was used to convert into vitamin D. This is all due to a gene called apolipoprotein E, or APOE4, that ensures the amount of cholesterol flowing through the blood is cranked up in order to make enough vitamin D.
Another important gene is the G6PD gene that is located on the X chromosome. This gene is active in nearly every cell in the body and regulates the presence of chemical elements called free radicals that could possibly destroy the cell if left unchecked. Because this gene is located on the X chromosome, the condition of G6PD deficiency is more common in men. This deficiency causes cells that come in contact with free radicals to become hemolytic anemic, meaning the cells explode, and this causes a lack of working red blood cells, which can be deadly. This can lead to kidneys shutting down, heart problems, and eventually death. These free radicals are located in a commonly consumed bean called fava beans and some pharmaceuticals, so it can be imagined how when over 400 million people have this deficiency, it can cause a bit of a problem.
Problems present externally rather than internally are caused by parasites, or organisms that live in or on another organism and benefit from the host. One common parasitic worm called guinea worm plagues many humans across Africa and Asia. The larvae of the guinea worm are eaten by water fleas, which are then drunk by people in places with poor sanitation and water supplies. The larvae then mates within the digestive system until they decide to make their way to the skin, secreting acid along the way, which causes a painful burn within the human that can only be soothed with cold water, which then allows the guinea worm to release its larvae back into the water and start the cycle all over again. And just think, there is 1,000 different microbial creatures weighing a total of 3 pounds and numbering 10 to 100 trillion surrounding us right now.
Of the millions of microbes surrounding us, some of the most feared are viruses. In reality, 1/3 of our DNA is thought to be made up of viral RNA transformed into DNA that was then inserted into our genome. This is the majority of the non-coding area of our DNA that was originally thought to be parasitic simply because it appeared to provide no benefit to us and was simply hitching a ride into future generations. However, this DNA now proves a crucial part of our survival against the world's merciless, unforgiving, non-specific largest threat, natural selection. This extra DNA provides us with the ability to adapt quickly to new environment pressures and allows for us our mere 25,000 genes to code for millions of different proteins. This 1/3 of viral DNA present within our own allows for us to survive and be better selected for natural selection. It is no parasite, as it offers us immense help towards our survival as a species.
Another factor that has an effect on natural selection is epigenetics, or the study of how children can inherit and express traits from their parents without changes in their DNA. This is due to methylation, or the ability for a methyl group to bind to a gene and change the gene's expression without altering the DNA. In agouti mice, their characteristics include being fat and yellow. Same goes for their offspring, yet there was a breakthrough in 2003. A team of scientists at Duke University separated two groups of mice and changed the diet of the experimental group and found that with vitamins in their diet, the fat yellow female mouse gave birth to thin brown babies. This is due to epigenetics.
Another topic presented in the book about babies is the evidence brought up to support the theory that humans evolved from semi-aquatic ape organisms. Some of the evidence discusses our lack of hair to make us more stream-like, fat that is attached to our skin to make us more buoyant, and the fact that our babies come out of the womb already able to make the motions to swim. Water birthing is becoming more and more studied as this theory of our semi-aquatic apes is delved into deeper. With our odd pelvic bones and big skulls, it has been shown that mothers giving birth in water actually makes this process much easier because it allows for relaxation and a lower infection rate of the children from aspiration pneumonia. There is abundant evidence that the theory of our semi-aquatic ancestors is supported by our bodily makeup and the way we bring our offspring.